Alicia here on our channel, We to 3. Today I'm actually going to film a trying to conceive tag video. These questions are the trying to conceive tag questions, and if you're curious about doing the trying to conceive tag video, I'll have the questions listed down below for you, and you can feel free to take them, answer them on a video, and post it yourself. I'm just going to put this up there so that if people want to get the long and short of where we are, where we've been, they can do that here instead of watching all our old videos. Plus, it's got some fun questions and stuff you might not have known about us and things you wanted to know. Also, if you see me holding my phone during this video, it's for a reason. I have to read the questions off my phone. So, phone, questions, here we go. The first question of the tag is, how long have you been trying to conceive? And the answer to that is 1 year. March 2014 is when we actually had our first cycle of actually trying to conceive. Or not trying, not preventing, kind of the same thing. So as of March this year, it's been 1 year. The second question is, how many kids do you want to have? Edwin and I both really want a big family. So I know that our number is at the minimum 3. If we are blessed with that many, that is how many we are really wanting to have at the bare minimum. I know that I would really like to have at least 4. So like the minimum is 3, like to have as many as 4. And if we could have more than that, just based on like where we're at in our careers and our financial position, then we would definitely want more. We would want probably like 5 or so, maybe even 6. You know, who knows? If we had the financial means to have that many, we would just keep filling the house with them because we love kids. The third question is, how old are you and your significant other? So I am 26 as of January 28th this year, and Edwin will be turning 26 also on Sunday of this week. So today is Monday, it'll be Sunday of this week that he turns 26. So March 15th is his birthday. The next question is kind of funny. What is your marital status? If you couldn't tell, I keep calling him my husband. We are married. We are husband and wife. The next question is, what are the crazy things you do when trying to conceive? And this question is kind of funny. I don't think anything I do is like wild and out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It kind of depends on your definition of crazy, I think. One thing I think I do that's a little bit crazier than most people is when I take ovulation predictor tests, I start taking them on a day that, like, logically I know in my brain there is no way I could ovulate on this day. And yet I still take them on like starting cycle day 8. Like, I know I can't ovulate that early. I don't know why I feel compelled at that moment to take tests, but that is one thing I would say is kind of crazy about me and what I do when I try to conceive, is that I start testing for ovulation very early. So I think that's kind of one crazy thing. Another thing I would say is my obsession with supplements. I love any and all supplements. Like, if you tell me that it will help me get pregnant, I am interested in it. I have trouble sticking to them, like sticking to just one. So when I hear about a new one, I bounce onto it like immediately, and then I'll stop taking anything I had been taking before, or like add it to the pile. So in that respect, I think it's kind of crazy. You know, maybe one at a time is okay, or like a couple. Like, I don't think I probably need to go to the extent I go to with the supplements. The sixth question is, does your hubby know all about trying to conceive? And the long and short answer of that is yes. My husband and I are really close. I mean, yeah, we're husband and wife and that's normal, but we are also just like, we're besties. We love each other in a way that is like, he is my best friend and I will tell him all about everything. Even if it's stuff he doesn't necessarily want to know about. I can't help it. He's my best friend. He's who I have to talk about all this with. So yes, he knows all about trying to conceive. And by that I mean, like, he knows that I temp, and he knows what that looks like, and he knows like why and how and what indicates what. He also knows like a lot of the lingo. Like, he knows what OPK means, which is ovulation predictor kit. He knows what like baby dancing is. He knows all of that lingo because I use it so often. There's no way that he wouldn't know it at this point. Like, he has to know it to know what I'm talking about. The next question is, have you been diagnosed with any type of infertility? And the answer to that one is yes. If you haven't been watching, I just recently was diagnosed with PCOS. It had been questionable for a while, and just 2 Fridays ago, I think, 2 Fridays ago this Friday, I had an ultrasound that definitively let us know that yes, I do have PCOS. I actually had my first naturopath appointment today, which is the other thing we're doing right now to look at how we're managing my PCOS and how we're going to work around it to get pregnant. Yes, I have been diagnosed with a type of infertility. Usually it's not technically like infertility, it's more like subfertility, because people with PCOS can get pregnant just a little bit harder. The 8th question is kind of a funny one for me because of my initial response to it in my brain, which was, what keeps you busy during your 2-week wait? And my initial response when I first read this question was, absolutely nothing. Nothing keeps me busy during my 2-week wait, because I am just so excited when I get to have a 2-week wait. If you didn't know, people with PCOS usually don't have very regular cycles. And since I temp, I can tell pretty early on whether or not I'm even going to ovulate in a cycle. So when I get to a 2-week wait, it's already exciting because I'm like, hey, I ovulated and now I get to wait 2 weeks to find out if it worked. I only get a 2-week wait once in a blue moon. So when I have them, I have a hard time concentrating on anything else other than my body. Some things I do to distract myself during the 2-week wait, that is how I would put what keeps me busy. I usually knit pretty intensely during my 2-week waits. I haven't had one in a while, so my knitting has kind of been falling by the wayside. But usually, if I'm in the middle of a 2-week wait, you will find me knitting away, just trying to keep busy with something else. I also really like to read during the 2-week wait, just because I think it helps me kind of zone out of what is going on with my own body. The other thing I really like to do, and I know this is not something that a lot of people want to do, but I like to read a lot of success stories during the 2-week wait. I feel like it puts my brain in like a positive state of mind. I know that might be too hard for some people to do during their 2-week waits, so I think that's a little more uncommon. But I like to like read success stories and like kind of like put myself in a mind frame of positivity. Even if, you know, that cycle doesn't turn out positive, it still makes me feel better that like I've come at it from an angle of positivity instead of just dread and anxiety. The next question is kind of complicated to answer. It's, what days do you usually ovulate? And to be frank, I really couldn't tell you. Because I have PCOS, it's just everything is a little bit more complicated as far as tracking your cycle. I think it was usually day 12. I used to be kind of an early ovulator. After my miscarriage, with all the craziness that has happened, the 2 times I've ovulated since then, which that's how many cycles that I've had where I actually ovulated since my miscarriage last June, 2. So you could see why 2-week waits get me real excited. I ovulated on day 17, I believe, and day 20, the others. And if you want to know when those fell on, I will tell you one of them was Thanksgiving and I think the other one was New Year's. So you can tell that I am really good at ovulating at convenient and, you know, baby dancing friendly times. I'm great at it, you know, it's part of the thing. So I don't ovulate very often. Right now, I'm working on it. But usually prior to the miscarriage, it would have been day 12 or around there. And after that, I've been ovulating really late, so 17 or 20. We'll see kind of what happens with my PCOS treatment and how it affects when I ovulate, or if I ovulate. I know that if we resort to Clomid, that will make me ovulate earlier. I don't know what the treatments from the naturopath will do as far as an effect on when I ovulate. We will find out. This question is fun and it's, what gender are you hoping for? And I will tell you, we don't care. We like both genders equally. I will say that Edwin and I both come from families that are all girls. So I think that it's very likely that we will end up with a girl. I'd rather have maybe a boy first, just because if we were going to have a boy, I like them being older than the other siblings, kind of like someone to look out for them. But honestly, we are happy with either gender and love both genders. It'll be kind of interesting if we have a boy because my husband and I are both artistic and not sports inclined at all, and probably would have no idea what to do with like a 4 or 5-year-old boy who's into like trucks and baseball. And if that happens, I have no idea what I'm going to do with that child. I'm probably going to like call upon a lot of like surrogate parents in that point of time to be like, and now you get to teach my child how to kick a ball, like, because I will not be helpful, and bless my husband's heart, neither will he. We could teach him how to take a good photograph and, I don't know, paint, draw, sing. We could do all those things. God, Lord help us when we try to teach our child how to play sports. It will not go well. That is why we're probably better equipped for a girl, but like I said, we don't care. We love both genders equally, don't have a preference. The next question is, how many pregnancy books do you have? And this is actually a pretty easy one. I have 2 from my previous pregnancy that ended in miscarriage. I have What to Expect When You're Expecting, and I have another book that I can't recall the title of. It's basically like a pregnancy guide that was written by a nurse midwife, and then an OBGYN. And they are all 3 moms at the same time as being medical professionals. So basically it was just like it was a more conversational guidebook for like what pregnancy has in store for you. I found that one really helpful. I think I read into it pretty far, much further than I read into What to Expect When You're Expecting. The 12th question is, how many home pregnancy tests do you take in each cycle? I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't have a number. I don't even have like a semblance of a number. I take them so often that I could not count them for you, which is super embarrassing. But it's like the ovulation predictors. I like to know what my body's doing. I take them a lot. It's just how I am. I can't help it. I've tried really hard to stop myself, and I just end up caving and doing it. I used to take them a lot even when we weren't trying to get pregnant, because at that point I was paranoid that I would get pregnant at a time when we really didn't want to be. And now that we're trying, it's just worse. It's worse. I used to take, like before we were trying, on average maybe once a cycle, and now I take, let's just not name a number. Let's just like leave it at that. Like, I take a lot. It's embarrassing. I don't want to say. So this question is super fun, and it's actually related to where we're filming right now, and it is, what designs or themes do you have for a nursery? And since you are not in my house and you can't tell, this is actually the room that I'm filming in right now that will eventually be one day our nursery. Basically right now it's just a blank canvas, as you can see, just white walls, bare bones as far as decor. Right now it's just kind of our guest room. We've left it this way so that when we get to have a baby, we can do whatever we want to it. Basically, as far as like themes or designs, we don't really have anything that we are thinking of, like, you know, concretely. It'll probably look a lot like the rest of our house, which we like mid-century modern. Kind of the era of our house when it was built is the 1950s. So we like mid-century modern kind of furniture, simple, kind of like clean, geometric kind of design. We really like the color gold and rose gold. Both of our wedding bands actually are rose gold. So we kind of like that as like a main neutral in a nursery, and then kind of playing off of it for, you know, gender specific colors, or just like going in a certain direction for male or female. We also really like gender neutral nurseries. So it could be that's what could happen. I mean, it could just be gender neutral. We're not really big into like animals and stuff like that. When the child gets to be like a toddler, I will be happy to redesign this room specifically for them and their personality. Until then, I kind of am under the opinion a nursery is more for the parents. Let's be real. The kid will not care what color the walls are painted and what's in their room or not in their room. I, however, will care a lot. So I'm going to do it the way I would do it, and then I will do whatever our children want when they get older and can make decisions about what they like and don't like. The next question is, do you plan to do a pregnancy vlog when you conceive? And the answer to that one is heck yes. Heck yes do I plan to do a pregnancy vlog. And I can tell you right now, we already know that we want to do that, not just based on like what we're vlogging about right now, which is, you know, where our lives are at with trying to conceive and weight loss, but we are both, I think, really sad that we don't have more documentation from our first pregnancy that ended in miscarriage. I really wish that we had every minute of that on videotape somewhere, because it was a really special time, and because we don't really have a lot of like video or tangible evidence of it, sometimes it can feel like it didn't happen at all. And so the nice thing about making videos that we've already experienced is I'm so glad I put that on tape because now I remember it so much more vividly. Like I did with my doctor's appointment recap just last Friday. That was so helpful to me because now if I feel like I'm forgetting anything or if someone asks me, hey, how did it go? I can be like, oh, I talked about it right away after my appointment and here's the link. And that's so helpful. I'm not sure I can express how much we like it, but definitely we do want to have a pregnancy vlog. I want all of my next pregnancy documented. All of it. Every uncomfortable, nauseous minute of it. This next question is a hard one for me to answer, and I'm going to try to do it quickly because if I just went on and on and on about it, we'd be here all day. This question is, what YouTubers do you like to watch? And the answer to that is, I am a YouTube addict. Literally, sign me up for YouTube rehab. I need it. I watch way too many channels, and I'm going to tell you all of the subscriptions I watch right now. I watch daily vloggers, and the daily vloggers I watch are Cullen and Katie, Bama Chick 1101. I watch Daily Bumps, Ellie and Jared, Randy and Anna, Sakoni Jolie, Samika, Shay Tards, and the Knife Knolls. I watch all of those daily vloggers, and I'm not exaggerating. If I miss a day, I will go back and watch the ones I've missed. I am so addicted to them. I watch them all the time. I also, though, watch a lot of trying to conceive vloggers as well. The second to last question is a really awesome one because it just makes me think of all the cute things in the world, is what have you bought for your future baby? And the answer to that is my husband and I have actually bought a lot of things for our future baby. A lot of it is kind of, I mean, there are things that you would usually put in a hope chest, which is what people typically call a little store of stuff that they have shoveled away for a future child. And they're typical hope chest items. They are like little onesies or outfits that we've seen that we've liked. I think there's a blanket or two. We have a ton of children's books. Some are from like our own collections that we had as kids that we're saving like keepsakes for our children. And some are ones that we've just seen in the store that we love and can't walk away from. Those kind of items, it's kind of like, well, if we don't buy it now, we probably won't get the chance to. Because unless I get pregnant tomorrow, which, you know, when you have PCOS, unlikely. So we can buy them when we see them because why not? It's a very small expenditure for a lot of joy later is how I think of it. Because when we do finally have a sticky baby that stays with us and we have a full pregnancy and have that little baby home with us, I will look back with every piece that we pick with like just a memory of the time we picked it or where we found it or, you know, how long we waited to use it with the baby. I think that hoarding little adorable things away for a future baby is not silly. I think it's awesome. So I will continue to do it. And it's because I think all baby things are adorable. The last question on the Trying to Conceive tag list is kind of a funny one to me. I'm surprised it's on this Trying to Conceive tag and not on a pregnancy tag. My guess is that it's probably on both, but I'll answer it anyway because I have an answer for it, so it must mean that it belongs here. And the question is, do you have a birth plan? And I have already answered this question a couple times. I get a little long-winded when I answer this question, but yes, I have an idea in my brain about how I would like to give birth. And my husband also has some preferences about how he'd like that experience to go for both of us. Mainly, my biggest thing is I am not a person that's like, no, don't give me any drugs. I don't want them. I know that I will probably get to a point during my labor where I ask for them repeatedly. However, that would surprise me, and for the following reason. I have had a lot in comparison to a lot of my friends medical procedures done when I was a kid and through my young adult life. I've just had a lot of surgery in my lifetime. I've had my appendix removed. I had my wisdom teeth out. I had a jaw surgery when I was in high school. My upper jaw was underdeveloped and I needed like a hip bone graft for it because it was like so bad orthodontia wise, like they needed that much bone to fix the problem. I also had my tonsils and adenoids removed when I was like 22 or something crazy like that. So I've had a lot of medical procedures. I've had a lot of anesthesia, a lot of painkillers, and I can tell you right now, I hate them. I loathe them. I would not choose to have them over anything. I think basically anytime I get a pain medicine prescription, I will maybe like take one in the bottle, and that's like if I'm in pain. And then I will be like, goodbye, rest of bottle. I do not need you, because I don't like the feeling of being on them. I don't like needles. I don't like anything about anesthesia. I just don't like it. Painkillers, anesthesia, same thing in my brain, don't like it. So it would very much surprise me if I went all the way through birth and got to a point where I was like, I am so uncomfortable that I don't care, that I hate it. Just because that hate is very deep. It's a very deep hatred of them. So our plan right now is to go as natural as possible, and it's for that reason. It's not for an ethical reason. It's not because I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, however you want to give birth is your deal. Like, more power to you for even having a child, because that hurts. Like, however you had to get there, praise, girl. Like, that's enough. Like, it's enough that you even got there. We shouldn't be worrying about how the baby got here. It's enough that it got here. So, yeah, I mean, I just would be very surprised if I wanted any medicine, just because, or like anesthesia, an epidural, like, I can imagine it in my brain already, and in my head I'm like, ew, no, get that needle away from my back. No, thank you. I will be in this tub, you stay in your area, I'll stay in my tub. We do not converse with each other. So yeah, that's our plan right now, is to be as natural as possible. The reason that we actually go to the doctor I go to now is because she has rights to deliver at the hospital I would like to deliver at. And I made that decision back when I was pregnant last year. And basically that was based on the fact that this hospital that we like is one of only 2 in our city where you can actually have a water birth in the hospital. They will not just let you labor in the tub, they will let you deliver in the tub. So I'm interested in water birth because I'm not interested in traditional pain management. Then I probably need an alternative. And I love baths, always have, always will. And so a tub sounds great. Again, if I get to labor and throw it all out the window, that's fine. This is just my vague idea of how I would like my birth to go. And it could all change tomorrow. I have not been in labor before. I will not even pretend like I know best about what will happen then, because I don't think anyone ever does. So that's our birth plan. More of a birth idea, like pretty abstract. So I'm sure we'll have more specifics when we get there. That's kind of what we're going off of right now. And that's actually it. Those are all the questions on the Trying to Conceive tag list. So this is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to participate and do your own Trying to Conceive tag, please do it. These questions are super fun to answer. You'll find the questions down below in the description if you want them. Basically, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please comment below. Tell me if you have a link to your Trying to Conceive video for the tag, and I will go watch it. You know I'm a YouTube junkie now, so the more videos, the better. I am also going to be filming an update from my naturopath appointment, which was today. And you will see that on our channel later this week. So if you want to find out what happens next, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That'll let you follow along with us. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye!